Another victory for the dude bros. It looks like the new Star Trek series has fallen off of the streaming charts after only 3 episodes. And we're not talking all streaming television shows. We're talking just on Paramount Plus. I mean, this is crazy. 3 weeks in, and it's already dropped off the list. It's been beaten by Sabrina the Teenaged Witch reruns. That's how bad it is. NCIS. Well, I guess that's a big deal. But yeah, we're going to talk about this. This is coming from the mainstream media. The mainstream media is admitting that this show is a huge failure. This is the acolyte of Star Trek. It's a show that nobody asked for this, but nobody did ask for this show. It's a huge failure. It's a huge black eye. And maybe it'll be the send-off for the Kurtzman era of Star Trek. Maybe we can go back to making proper Star Trek. I don't know. I have no idea. But, it's weird. I'm not seeing as many articles defending this show, though, as I would have expected. Other than the Mary Sue. The Mary Sue was going pretty hard at Nerdrotic a week or so ago. They're like, the Dude Bros are mad at this show exists and don't watch it. Well, nobody watched it. Like, Star Trek fans are like, what the hell is this? Right? So let's talk about the mainstream media acknowledging yet another failure. Another classic IP being dragged, the corpse being dragged around, and people have just checked out. They've checked out, and I think part of it is the drama, part of it's the name calling. I think it's everything leading up to this show. Now, I know some people like it. Some of the people that listen to the channel like it, and that's fine. If you like it, good for you. I mean, I have questionable taste in movies too, so it's for debate whether or not it's actually any good. But yeah, if you like it, good for you. I just wouldn't get too invested because I don't think this thing is going to last beyond its initial episode order. And we're going to talk about whether or not Kurtzman is going to get ousted or not. I don't know. I'm hearing conflicting things. We've got some people saying that they have insiders that he's definitely going to get gone. Yeah, puppet show. Come on, man. A puppet show. He's definitely going to get gone. And then we have, some other people that are like, no, he's not going anywhere. The Ellisons are going to keep this guy until they just destroy everything that's left of Star Trek. Speaking of the Mary Sue, this was a couple of years ago, guys. But what I'm saying is these headlines that they're writing now are very much like the headlines they're writing in 2017, 2018. How Star Trek boldly warped away from toxic masculinity, the original series. Get your mansplaining womanizer Kirk out of my face. You know, the irony in a site called The Mary Sue attacking the original series. I'm just going to leave it there. Mary Sue writers, if you're not familiar with where your name came from, do yourself a huge favor and Google it. Google it. Educate yourselves. All right, we're going to talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Go out to more.clownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV. Listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're out there. We've got some of our episodes up as audio podcasts, so you can listen to us on the go, and you will never miss an episode because here on YouTube, it's just kind of hit or miss if you're going to get notified when we upload. So, yeah, this is coming from Collider. I was very shocked. The first 11 days of life on our screens have been anything but quiet for Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Following the January 15th debut of episodes 1 and 2, the series was met with review bombing on aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes, with its audience rating currently sitting at 43%, just under half the score awarded by critics, 88%. Sadly, following the premiere of episode 3, Vitus Reflux, this is like acid reflux, ass reflux, on January 22nd, things have gone from bad to worse for this seemingly ill-fated Star Trek series. At the time of writing, just 3 days after the premiere of Episode 3, Starfleet Academy has been ousted from the current Paramount Plus streaming charts in the U.S. This is made even more damning when considering the lack of brand new content providing competition for Starfleet Academy. In the current top 10, the popular animated series SpongeBob is number 10, with Criminal Minds, Everybody Loves Raymond, Mayor of Kingstown, Handsome Devil, The Charming Killer, NCIS, Tulsa King, and South Park UFC. That makes sense. And Landman, that makes sense. But I'm looking at this. This was yesterday. So I'm looking at this revised list, and we've got freaking Sabrina. This is the original Sabrina the Teenaged Witch reruns from 1996. are on the list, but Starfleet Academy is not on the list. Mobland is on the list. Tulsa King, that makes sense. But see, I thought they were talking about the streaming charts in general. I'm like, wow, it fell off the top 10 for everything. No, it never even, I don't even think it made a top 10 for everything. It couldn't even make the top 10 3 episodes in on Paramount. It's getting his ass kicked by Sabrina the Teenaged Witch reruns from 1996. Okay. For anyone yet to give Starfleet Academy a try, the synopsis reads below. Star Trek Starfleet Academy introduces viewers to a young group of cadets who come together to pursue a common dream of hope and optimism. Under the watchful and demanding eyes of their instructors, they discover what it takes to become Starfleet officers as they navigate blossoming friendships, explosive rivalries, first loves, and a new enemy that threatens both the Academy and the Federation itself. The Straits. No. Despite the backlash, critics have proven much more receptive to this new entry in one of TV's biggest franchises. No. Star Trek is no longer one of TV's biggest franchises. The last couple of shows have been massive misfires. The official Collider review said it was near perfect, 9 out of 10. Starfleet Academy is the best example of what Star Trek canon should be doing in this modern era. Effortlessly inclusive, compelling, and innovative. Lots of shipping. I just added that. While the core tenets of the franchise are ever present, the series breaks the mold in all the best ways. For fans who love Star Trek's recent animated offerings for their bold willingness to do something different, Starfleet Academy is once again pushing boundaries of this universe for the better and building a world worth returning to. Yeah, everybody wanted to go return to Sabrina the Teenaged Witch reruns from 1996. Freaking 30-year-old Sabrina the Teenage Witch reruns are getting more action than the cadets at Starfleet Academy. So I'm confused. This is like 1,000 years ahead of the other. Is it like the 3200s or something? Why do they all act like Gen Z kids from today? Could somebody answer me this? Like, it gets to a point where it's like things are so far in the future that it's just kind of silly. I don't know. Anyway, so let's talk about where are we going to talk about? Here, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the movies that started it all again. The Chris Pine reboot, the J.J. Abrams reboot, which the movies were okay for what they were. I really wish they wouldn't have continued them on the small screen. I think that, just as kind of a pocket universe, a kind of a what if, a way to I guess, update Star Trek without pissing all over the main timeline. It was okay. It was kind of like to me, it was kind of like the Ultimates comics, right? It was like, yeah, this is an interesting what if, kind of a little bit of a different take on the characters, kind of, move the timeline up a little bit. The technology is a little more high tech. I didn't like that it connected with the main universe, though. I feel like that should not have happened, but they probably had to explain in universe, but I'm like, man, that one incident, Kelvin incident, like everybody's technology got like everybody was better off. I mean, I don't understand. It's like, well, how did technology get so much better? Paramount reportedly wants to beam up new Star Trek movie without Chris Pine or Zachary Quinto, what is he doing now? Like, I know he was doing that, the paranormal show that Leonard Nimoy did. Was it In Search Of? He was doing that because, since he's playing Spock, he has to do that. But they've had like 5 Spocks since him, haven't they? Like, I thought he was pretty okay as Spock, but they've had a whole bunch of Spocks. The studio's also reportedly working on sequels to Top Gun and Days of Thunder. Yes, because they make money. Tom Cruise makes money. And just inked a 5-year deal to bring professional... Wait, hold on. It just inked a 5-year deal to bring professional bull riding to network. I used to watch bull riding on, I think it was like Friday nights or Saturday nights with my grandfather. I used to watch it on, was it Nashville Network? Because he was always watching the Nashville Network. He used to be a country musician. There was a whole arc there where he actually played guitar in a pretty well-known country band. I'm not going to go into that whole thing, but yeah, so he used to watch Nashville Network all the time. And they used to have bull riding. That's what I remember. Anyway, in a memo to the staff yesterday, Paramount TV's media chair wrote the company was actively working to reinvent its brands, while in reality, its strategy seems to be doubling down on what already works. The same appears to be true of the studio division in a wide-ranging new look at divisive CEO David Ellison's first 100 days behind the wheel. Variety reports the company hopes to conjure a new Star Trek movie, though it's moved on from the idea of bringing back Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and the rest of the crew from the reboot. The concept of rebooting Star Trek again makes sense. Don't. Just, that was a pocket universe. It no longer exists. It doesn't exist anymore. All three films in the recent trilogy made over $300 million at the worldwide box office and received generally positive reviews from critics. What's less clear, at least as of this writing, is why the studio would want to start over fresh. Just a new ship a couple of years after Next Gen, or maybe right before Next Gen. I don't know. New crew, new ship. We don't need another Enterprise. I would have been okay with the, they were going to do a sequel to Picard. And it was going to be like, I forget what they were going to call it, but it was going to be Jack. It was going to be Picard's son and 709 and all that. I'd be okay with that, right? That would be pretty cool. Maybe. I don't know. I don't like this timeline, though. Just get rid of it. It didn't happen. Just blink it out of existence. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. It's the Wild West, and these are the new cowboys. We're talking about the Ellisons. And they don't like the Ellisons. They don't like the Ellisons because they have connections to Trump, right? Things have changed. We'll see if the company can actually boldly go where no one has gone before, if the ship crashes and burns as the CEO continues to enact his vision. They want it to crash and burn. Whatever they do, okay, here are some of the comments on this one. Whatever they do, they should consider erasing or overwriting the prime timeline so that the original series, TNG, etc., never existed. The fans would love it. Yeah, I'm sure they would. Let's just do that. I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan, so I'm willing for people to tell me I'm wrong, but Star Trek feels like a better fit for TV than movies. The whole thing that they're on this long journey, find new planets and adventures week after week. If you're going to do a movie, maybe it shouldn't be about any one starship crew, but some big conflict. Yeah, maybe. Ellison's right that the Abrams movies and the Kurtzman series are not cutting it. Yes. And that going forward, there can't be a split between the movies and the series. Two Kirks, two Spocks, doesn't work, divides loyalties. Yeah, I don't understand what effing timeline Strange New Worlds is in. It's obviously not the main timeline because so many things contradict the original series, right? So it's the Kelvin timeline, or it's an offshoot of the, I don't know. Did I have to watch Discovery? I don't want to watch Discovery. I don't want to subject myself to that. So far, I've done very well in avoiding most Kurtzman era Star Trek. I did, like a fool, start watching Strange New Worlds. And then they started singing and dancing, and now they've got fucking puppets. Okay? Not actually fucking puppets. That might be on Starfleet Academy. But I don't know. Maybe I'd watch if they actually did that. If you like Team America, oh my God. I would watch a Team America style movie, but just busting on science fiction. I would watch the hell out of that. I would. Yeah, my hope is stop recasting characters. Don't recast Next Gen. Those characters aren't iconic enough. Yeah, they are. If you recast Picard, he's not Picard. He's just some bold Starfleet captain. Why not make up a new crew? That's what I think they should do. That's what I think they should do. I don't know. I don't know if they're ever going to be able to fix Star Trek. I really don't. I mean, I think the best course of action would be to just hire the entire staff of the Orville to just write some Star Trek, some proper Star Trek, and just set it like 20, 30 years after Next Gen. You know, I think that would be the easiest thing to do. Reference it, and yeah, those guys exist. Star Trek 3G. Sounds like a freaking phone. So Kurtzman, yeah, supposedly is still in the picture. Some people said he's not. I don't know. We'll see. I think this is not going to help. This is not going to help having this thing drop off the charts after 3 episodes. But they're saying, yeah, he might still be in the picture. He's on fairly good terms with Executive Vice President of Paramount Plus Originals, Chris Parnell. Probably bet your last bar of Latinum, Kurtzman will remain at the helm, guiding Trek toward an uncertain future. Other people say he's gone. I think Fandom Pulse said that they think he's gone. I mean, look, money talks, and ratings talk, and this era of Star Trek has been wildly unpopular. So, I don't know. I don't know, guys. But it's pretty interesting to see that even the mainstream media has to admit that Star Trek is completely fucked at this point. So I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.